Hi, my name is Samantha and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about 5 items that you can make for Christmas this year. Let's get into it. Today I have 5 gift ideas that are easy and beginner friendly. Most of them you could use fat quarters or scraps. So without further ado, let me show you what I've got. My first idea is that you can make scrunchies. These are so much fun and anyone with long hair, guy or girl, would be happy to have them. You can make them out of all sorts of different materials and mix it up. You could give a set to someone. You could make one out of cotton flannel. You could make one out of terry cloth or towel material so they can use it when they get out of shower. You can make one out of satin so it's a little more silky and a little more luxurious and give it as a bundle. You can mix them up to have someone's favorite pattern, someone's favorite color. There's all sorts of different things that you can do with a scrunchie, and it doesn't take much material, so you could use your scraps. You could even piece pieces together to make it multicolored. I'm going to have the links to all of these tutorials in the description box below. My next idea is to make a key fob. I have 2 different key fob sizes that I normally do. This is the larger size. The great thing about the large size is you can fit it on your wrist. The smaller size is about 2 inches smaller, so you can't really fit your wrist. You can kind of grab onto it. The great thing about having a colored keychain is that you can find it in your purse. I know purses can be just, a pit of despair. It's just so, you don't even want to search in there. So having a bright key can help you find your keys a lot easier. My next idea is to make coasters. Coasters are super easy. I would highly recommend making it so that both sides are the same pattern. In my experimenting of making coasters, when I made each side a different pattern, it was very obvious if you did not turn it very well or have your sides properly pressed, but doing both sides the same pattern works really well. Along those, and so the coasters, so I make these 5 inches by 5 inches. You can make what's called a mug rug, which is big enough to hold your coffee and a snack. So you could use this in whatever size you want, but 5 by 5 is a great size. Also on a bolt of fabric, or not a bolt of fabric, with a fabric, 1, 2, 3, 4, you can get one set of coasters out of one 5-inch strip. Sorry, my words are not working well today. My next idea is that you could make napkins. We use these a ton in my house, and they are so easy to make. It is a square of fabric that you have folded over the edges. The napkins are probably the easiest project out of all of these, and they do not require anything else. So the key fobs, you need the hardware and some interfacing for the handle. The coasters, you need interfacing. I actually use the same interfacing for the key fobs as the coasters. The scrunchies, you need elastic, and then the last item, you also need interfacing. So these napkins are the only item that doesn't require anything else. Napkins make a great hostess gift. They make a great new house gift, graduation gift, Christmas gift, anything. So they can be made in any size. I like making them 15 by 15. That's how big this one is. But I also have made them just with whatever fabric's left over. You can also mix it up on how much you do your roll over. And then these are also only one-sided. If you really wanted to, you could make them 2-ply. This potato one has probably been in rotation at my house since the beginning of COVID. So 2 years now, and it not even ironed out of the wash, and this is how good it looks. This leaf one has been in rotation less, so it's definitely more crisp because we only use it during the fall. But you can use these. These work great in turn with the reusable towels to help be more sustainable and use less paper products. So my last idea is to make placemats. So I like to make my placemats 15 by 20, and the reason I do this is in hand with how I'm cutting the fabric. So if I cut these 15 by 20, and then I cut the coasters 5 by 5, and then I cut the napkins 15 by 15, so you can either get the coasters out of the top of the napkin, or you can get them out of their own strip. For the placemats, I like doing them 2 different patterns on each size. So for these, it's easier to get the, I don't know what to call this. Let me know in the comments down below. But this part of like making the turn, like you can see none of the other pattern. You can see none of the other pattern. When I've tried to do that with the coasters, it doesn't look as nice. So I like doing the coasters one pattern. You could also bundle some of these as a gift. You could do placemats and coasters, or placemats and napkins. You could do placemats, napkins, and coasters and give someone a whole set. Now, this is not like a super quick project, so if you were to do all three, that would take you a while, but that would be a great gift. You can also do it where, you know, you're using the same fabrics, or you could use a bunch of different fabrics. Something to keep in mind is, what is the recipient's table? Is their table a rectangle? Is it a square? Or is it a circle? So if it's a rectangle or a square, doing rectangular placemats, which are the easiest in my opinion, would work out well. However, if they have a round table, these are not going to work as well. There are some patterns out there for round tables, and they look more like this, so that when you have them in a circle, they all go hand in hand. Now, if you are able to go to that person's house and kind of make a template, like use a piece of newspaper or use a piece of paper to make a template, that would be a great idea. Like, find out how many chairs they have. Like if there's 4 chairs, for example, how much is one person's spot for a fourth of the table? If they have 6 people, then how many do they need? That's another thing to keep in mind when giving placemats as a gift. Make sure that you have enough for each of the normal settings at a table that they have. Now, if their table has a leaf so that they can add more people, I wouldn't worry yourself about that. But if their table normally seats 6 people, then you need to make 6 placemats. That being said, I think placemats are a little more tricky if you don't know all the specifics of their house. It would be easier to give them coasters and or napkins, because then it doesn't really matter. You could give them 20 coasters or 17 napkins. That doesn't matter as much because they're usable items versus like needing it to be displayed, if that makes any sense. And how you can package it, there's many different ways. So you could take the placemat and you could roll it up. You could roll them all up together, or you can roll them up individually. Another idea is you could fold it. You could fold them in half and then in thirds. That's another idea. Now, when you give these, I would recommend that you've already pre-washed them. If you do not pre-wash your fabric, I would wash them with, they have this product called, what's it called? Color Stay. You guys have told me about it many times, and I did buy it and it does work out well. I'll have it pictured up here, but use that product so that when you give it as a gift, then the person doesn't go to wash it and then they mess up the colors, or they wash it with something else and the colors bleed. Especially if you're using red, don't give a gift of red fabric without washing it. Now, if we're talking like a key fob, that's not as big of a deal because someone's not going to wash this. It has metal on it. But if we're talking placemats, napkins, coasters, definitely pre-wash it if it's red, especially if it's red, because you don't want that to leak on their favorite shirt or ruin something else that they had in their washer when you didn't mean to. Something else you could do with the scrunchies and key fobs is they have these organza bags that you could put them in. I wish I had one as an example right now. I don't have any on hand, but they are these sheer bags, and you could put them in there, and that would make them look very fancy as a gift. Let me know what your favorite gift idea is in the comments down below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a great day.